Welcome to another video. This is me, Mario the Fall Guy. In this video, I have some news for my weekly Wednesday talk about everything Fallout, In Exile, Wasteland, Bethesda Game Studios, or Obsidian, mostly around that category. And I have a few things. There's a few things that came out, or more or less things I kind of want to analyze. And first thing, the strength video really didn't show a whole lot that we didn't already have in past games. It did confirm that we're getting a combat shotgun. It could have been just an art, but I'm pretty sure that we will be getting the combat shotgun. It also showed that we can be over-encumbered, which I believe I did a video on a while back talking about it. He mentioned that in one of the articles. And it also says it impacts melee and unarmed, but we're not quite sure if it impacts throwing, which is I kind of am a little worried that if you have spears or something that the strength might not affect it. I hope it does, but you know, that could be affected by perception or something like that. It also showed the Ripper, the Nailboard, the Baseball Bat, and the Power Fist. So we got some stuff that we're pretty sure already were in the game, but just kind of a little confirmation if you wanted those things. And it affects crafting, and that's pretty cool. I'm pretty glad that a stat affects crafting. I do think that intelligence, luck, I think actually everything, all the special stats in some way will affect certain areas of crafting. I believe I made this prediction a while back, but I do think that it will happen. I'm not quite sure how. Maybe certain stats might not, like maybe your luck might not affect crafting, but maybe it will. You know, I'm not quite sure, but I'm glad that they're using the strength and that you will have some requirements for crafting. And it also showed off in the video the tree on how you can get certain perks, like the baseball bat perk, where you can play baseball or play baseball good. I'm not quite sure. I think it's a little leaguer perk or something, where you can play it good. And I'm curious to see how that video and how all the perks are going to work with the strength and the system, you know, replacing the skills. I have no idea how to explain it. I know a lot of people are very, you know, controversial towards the decision of replacing the skill system with the perk system. I'm curious about it. I'm not going to be negative until I actually play the game, though. Or positive. It also showed, it looks like it will be affecting your armor. I'm not quite sure about that, but maybe certain armors that you want to create, you have to have a certain strength level to use it, which makes sense because the power armor looks totally buff now, and I'm very curious to see what strength requirements they might have, and I hope that certain weapons have strength requirements, like in Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 1 and 2. I hope that does return, but you know what, I could be wrong. There's not a whole lot else that came out related to Fallout other than that special video, but they did confirm PS4 mods, which was actually last week, but I just forgot to talk about it. So if you're worried about PS4 mods, don't worry, they are coming. And it also, Wasteland 2, some Wasteland 2 news. Wasteland 2 will be going to Unity 5. It was originally on 4.5. This enables, first of all, free mods. You don't have to pay for, I mean, not free mods, you always had free mods, but to create them, and I believe maybe to use them, you had to have some subscription or something in 4.5, but now you don't have to worry about that, and apparently has a much bigger array of modding tools, because pretty much all you see in modding tools on the Nexus is like these logos for your character, and that's about it. So I'm very curious to see what kind of mods we might be getting for Wasteland 2. Moving on. Wasteland 2 also talked about how the game will look better, of course, with the new engine, but it also talked about how they might be updating the single-player game in the future, and talked about how many MMOs and games like that update in the future, and how like a smaller game like this will be trying to update the game in the future. I'm curious to see what kind of mods and stuff they will be doing, and if you're worried, it will be coming out in, I believe, October, so you can play it a lot before Fallout 4 comes out, or play it even when Fallout 4 comes out, because it's a pretty hardcore, fun, addictive, and replayable RPG. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but anyways, then there is no specs for Fallout 4 on PC. I'm kind of wish that this happened earlier. I always hate that in PC games, waiting for the specs to be revealed. I did that with Battlefield 4. I did it with a lot of games. Arkham Knight I did it with. And now I have a sucky PC. I can't play any of those games anymore. Or I can't play those games. So, you know, I'm kind of curious what the specs are going to be. Hopefully they're not too high. Hopefully it's a very well optimized game. And we got some other history kind of things. If you don't know what Project Jefferson is, it was basically Baldur's Gate 3. And a lot of people were hoping for that sequel of Baldur's Gate, and apparently it was only going to be a sequel in name only, and that it was just going to be pretty much a completely original game, said Chris Avallone. And it was basically going to be called Baldur's Gate, or it's going to be called Icewind Dale, just to meet the requirements that Interplay had. So it's kind of interesting. And they also talked about how Pillars was a very unique game, and very few things about that game were transferred to Pillars of Eternity, because some people believe Project Jefferson and Pillars of Eternity are very similar games, and apparently they're a lot different. Now I have a few other things. I have two more things to talk about. Sugar Bombed. This is something that Rapid Sea has been bugging me to do. But yeah, Sugar Bombed. I'm going to tell you my impressions full-heartedly. This is basically the Fallout fan site, probably trying to be like No Means Allowed, but be more, accessible towards other people. And at times, I liked this website. There were certain things I liked about it. But if you look at, say, the chat box, it's pretty much memes and inappropriate content and, stuff like that. And most of the time, people get mad and over enthusiastic and, start blah, blah, blahing. And then you pretty much can't share any beliefs politically unless it's the political beliefs that they like. Like you can't be a Christian, or you can't be this or that. But you can talk about politics. It's fine to talk about politics and, all this stuff. But it isn't fine to talk about certain politics. And it's pretty annoying. And also they talk about trolls and how the definition between troll and funny and humor, somebody trying to be humorous, is almost non-existent on the website. They don't know anything about it at times. And there were certain mods that got taken away, like Rainbow Dash, which... I'm going to quote you. I made a joke towards her, and she got mad. There was a gif of, Milo Ponyland falling down and blowing up and stuff. She deleted it, and then we call it censorship, and she got mad at us and insulted us. So that's good. There are some improvements that you could tell are improving on the website. I actually recently got banned for it because one of my friends created an account at my IP address. The fact that they know your IP address and the fact that they have cookies and all of that stuff in their browser, to me, is just disturbing and insanely annoying that they actually have something like that. That they know all your stuff. But my friend created an account at my house, so now I'm banned because of that. I find that pretty ridiculous. And also, there's just many other things on Sugar Bomb that just annoy me. Like, my thread called Skyrim Sucks, I explained why in my video. I gave my reasoning between the RPG, and I as well send some video links, and that this is an open discussion. That thread got deleted, actually, and I was really mad about that. It really made me... because it really is censorship. There are multiple accounts of censorship, and many people get banned because of their beliefs. And most of the time when you see people that are banned, they're usually, there's a certain kind of people that aren't necessarily trolls or anything, but they get banned because certain things they believe. And it's really annoying. Sugar Bomb has a lot of good things with it, but it's also a mess of a website at times. It's a beginning website. I'm going to might do a video in the future if I have more problems with it, or get more people telling me about it. Because right now, I made a comment on Mr. Matty Plays' channel, and there's a lot of people that are going nuts over what Sugar Bomb is doing. And now, let's move on to the final topic of the day. Do you think the Season Pass being announced before launch was a good idea? Or do you think that they should have just released all the DLC separate? Or do you think they should have just, released an expansion pack? And do you think they should have talked about this before the game came out? I personally don't like the idea of DLC. I like free updates and all that stuff. But to be honest, I don't want a Season Pass. I want, an expansion pass. Or maybe an expansion that's going to the game, maybe a whole new location or a bunch of stuff added to it. I really wanted an expansion experience where everything's separate and not a season pass to the game. We might still be getting that, but I think that's very unlikely that we will. So, that's pretty much it. Tell me your thoughts on the Season Pass. That's everything I really can discuss. If you have any more Obsidian, In Exile, Fallout, Bethesda, Elder Scrolls news, just link me, just talk to me on Twitter, on Tumblr, on IGN, or on YouTube, anything, just talk to me, and I'll try to answer you as fast as I can. And I'll see you in my next video, and I will be continuing my Friday Weekly list, going over my top 5 favorite video game controllers, and as always... I don't know. I'm just going to say something at the end, but I can't really think of anything.